Hey Rick, I was just checking in to see if you already made it home safe.
Hey, Tina, yeah, I just got back actually. Thanks for asking.
No, thank you so much for driving me all the way to my house and dropping me off there. I really appreciate it. I know that isn't exactly on the way home for you, so thanks again.
Oh, come on, you know that you don't need to thank me. Besides, I know that it would have been an hour-long trip for you if I hadn't.
You really are a gentleman. Do you know that, Rick? What would I do without you?
Aw, do you really mean that? I just figure I'm just doing what anyone with good manners would do. Besides, you're my girl. Of course I'm gonna look after you.
Well, I think I know a lot of people who wouldn't go so far out of their way to do the things that you do. And you've always been so kind to me ever since we met. I'm so happy that it wasn't just an act that dropped after we started dating.
Well, that would just be lying to you at that point, wouldn't it? Besides, my parents told me to always be polite and think about others when I can. So, if you really want someone to thank, then go ahead and thank them.
Wow, do you really credit your parents with all of that? Well, if that's the case, then I guess I really do owe them some thanks.
I mean, obviously I'm being extra attentive to you because we're dating and all that, but yeah, that's how they raised me to be.
I'm just so happy that you and I are together, Rick. It really does make me happy. And to think that before long, you and I are finally going to be getting married. Although, if I can be honest with you, I'm also really nervous about it all.
Oh, come on, Tina, there's nothing to be nervous about at all. But if you're having second thoughts, then I can propose to you again so you can turn me down.
Don't you be silly. If you proposed to me again, I know that I'd make the same choice that I did the first time. Besides, I'm not nervous in that kind of way. More just nervous in general, you know what I mean? It's like, I still don't get how I ended up with such a lovely guy by my side. And to think that we're going to spend the rest of our lives together, it's a lot to take in.
Well, it's not like you don't do plenty for me, and I see how much you do care for those around you as well. That's what makes me like you. I don't think I've ever met anyone as sincere or caring as you, so I get being nervous. But more than anything, I'm just excited to be with you.
Oh, stop it. You're just texting me and you're already making me blush. You know just what to say, do you know that?
I'm honestly surprised that you're not sick of all the things I've said already, but I hope that you don't get sick soon because we've got a long future ahead of us.
I don't see how I could ever get sick of you in a million years, you silly man. And I certainly don't see how my feelings for you could ever change as well. I'm so happy that we both feel so strongly about each other.
You know, I really am grateful for you. I really do feel so lucky to have you.
Aw, grateful? But I didn't even do anything. What do you mean by that?
Well, we're only engaged and you're already okay with moving in with my parents. I would have thought that you wouldn't want to do that so soon after getting married.
Oh, it's really not a big deal. Besides, if I'm going to join your family, then it's only natural that I be there to help take care of them. After all, I do have 2 older brothers, so it's not like there isn't anyone to look after my own parents. And since you're the eldest child, I know that there's a lot of pressure on you to step up and be there.
Well, that is all true, but still, I really do want to say how thankful I am for you. And I want you to know that I'll always try and be there for you. And I know that my family is really excited to gain new members of the family. My parents already talk about you as their daughter.
Aw, well that's really sweet, but they have their own daughter too, of course.
Are you talking about my little sister? My parents were way too sweet on her, and now she's just so selfish. She's completely forgotten everything that everyone has done for her, and she just acts however she wants to with no regard for others.
Well, I'm sorry that things turned out that way, but I think it's only natural for parents to want to spoil their daughters. I just hope that you don't think I act spoiled after being doted on by my parents when I was younger.
Oh, you've got nothing to worry about at all, Tina. You're nothing like my sister at all, and my parents really are excited for us to get married.
Well, I'm really happy that we're getting so much support from your family. I promise to try and live up to their expectations of me and be the best daughter I can. Hey Rick, are you there? I really would like to talk to you about something. I'm pretty sure that your sister Lucy hates my guts.
Tina, what are you talking about? You mean my sister as in Lucy?
Well, you only have one sister, don't you? Of course I'm talking about her.
But I don't understand. Has something happened between you two? Where's this coming from all of a sudden?
Your sister sent me a message just now, and she basically was asking me not to get married to you.
Wait, what? She really said that to you? What is the matter with her? Why would she do that?
I don't know. I don't know if I did something to her or screwed up. But it seems like she really hates me if she doesn't want you and I to end up together.
Well, I really don't think that you need to pay that message any mind at all, okay? I really am so sorry about Lucy, but if I'm being honest, I didn't even know that you two had each other's numbers.
Yeah, well, when our families all met each other after our engagement, that's when I gave her my number. I really thought she asked because she wanted to try and be friends with me.
Oh, I see. I really had no idea about any of this.
But Lucy actually moved out of your parents' house recently, isn't that right? Last time I went there, she wasn't home at all, and I didn't see any of her things.
Yeah, she found a new job a few months ago and moved out when she started it. She hasn't even been back to visit ever since. It's like she found a source of income and forgot all about her family who's been getting her there this whole time. I really have no idea how she got to be so rude.
I see. Well, I was just really hoping that I'd be able to win your sister over. But instead she turned around and demanded that you and I break up instead.
Tina, please don't pay my sister any mind at all, okay? She's just selfish and jealous of you, and you shouldn't have to put up with any of it. Honestly, she's acting like a brat if you ask me. Don't you worry, I'll go and talk to her about this.
Will you really do that for me? I know that you two are pretty close. Just please tell her that I only want to be friends with her. I don't think I can talk to her about this like this, though.
Well, I'll tell her, but of course, it's not good to try and force these things. But I want you to know that my parents and I really do care about you. So whatever my sister says, just please know that it's not how we all feel about you, okay?
But are you really sure that we should even be getting married if your sister is so against it?
I think that you don't need to worry yourself about her at all, okay? Her opinion on us getting married means nothing. This is just between you and I, and we love each other, and we want to get married.
You're right. I know that we both want that. Thank you for talking me through this, Rick. But I still have no idea why it might be that your sister even feels that way about me. I really don't know what I could have done.
I wouldn't waste your time trying to figure out that, but who knows why my sister acts the way she does. If I were you, I would just block her number and leave it at that. It would have probably been best if you'd never given her your number in the first place.
Hey, Lucy, are you there? I'd really like to chat with you if that's okay. Oh, well, if it isn't Tina. And here I thought that you'd decided to block my number. Well, your brother did tell me to block you and try to avoid you. But I didn't want to do that without giving this one more try, so I decided I wouldn't for now. Oh, I see. Well, I guess I should be just so thankful that you're giving me one last chance. But what is it that you want to talk to me about? Well, I know that you aren't really excited at all for Rick and I to be getting married, right? I mean, you left that really mean letter at my house the other day and told me that I needed to call off the wedding. That was your letter, wasn't it? Yes, it was my letter. Did you show what I wrote to your parents? Yeah, I showed them the letter and we all read it together. Well, good. I'm sure your parents are just as worried as I am about not letting this wedding happen. Hold on a second. You mean that you wanted me to show my parents the letter? Of course. I figured if I could get your parents to be against it, then we might finally be able to put a stop to this thing. But I still don't understand why you wouldn't want me to marry your brother. And just how did you even know where I live anyways? How did you know my parents' address? You remember when our families met each other, right? Well, I asked them for their address then, and I told them I wanted it to send them a Christmas card. But I take it that this was really your intention the whole time? Trying to get that letter to my parents? But I just can't understand it. Why are you so against your brother and I getting married? There's nothing good that's going to come from you two getting married, so just please break up with my brother already. Lucy, look, I want you to stop trying to butt into my marriage, okay? I understand that you're against it and you're not supportive of it, but we are going to get married, and that's that. Well, if that's the case, then I'll just have to keep interfering until you don't, until you finally change your mind and leave him. But why? Why can't you just give me a reason for doing all of this? Do you really hate me that much? What did I do to deserve all of this? Why do you insist on acting this way? Don't you realize that my whole family only has your worst interests at heart? You just need to go and never come back. What does that even mean, though? You're not making any sense at all, Lucy. I am talking about the fact that my family has tricked you, and my brother is just pretending to be kind to you. But that's not the kind of person that he really is, so please just leave and never come back. I'm sorry, Lucy, I just can't understand at all why you're being like this. Do you really think that your whole family is lying to me? Because I find that very hard to believe coming from you and in light of how you've been treating me. Well then, how about I show you some of the messages that my family have been sending to each other about you? Then you might finally see that I'm doing this for you. But I am telling you that this wedding is a bad idea, and you need to call it all off as soon as you can. Run and never come back. I am not going to do anything until you explain just what in the world you're talking about. You haven't even told me what it is that I'm supposed to be scared of. You don't understand. I was only able to escape from there a few months ago. I hate my family, and I had been wanting to leave for years before then. I heard that you moved out because you had found a job or something like that. Yeah, they would say something like that. But the truth is that I was being held there against my will and treated like a servant. They made me do all the housework and exploited me for years, but I know they've been waiting for someone else to come along, and then you did.
Hey, Tina, you there? You know that we have a meeting for our wedding at 1, right? I was gonna pick you up from your place around noon.
Oh, don't bother. You don't need to come anymore.
Oh, what's up? Did you find a different way to get there, or are you already in town or something like that?
No, nothing like that. I'm not going to go to this meeting, and that's that.
I see. Are you feeling sick or something? I can move the meeting to another day if you want.
No, I don't think that's going to be necessary either, Rick. Go ahead and cancel the meeting because the wedding is off.
Wait, what? What do you mean the wedding is off? Is this some kind of a joke or something like that?
I am being very serious, Rick. I don't want to marry you anymore. Do you understand?
But where is this coming from all of a sudden? Did I do something wrong? Did I make you unhappy?
You didn't make me unhappy, Rick, but I do have to say that I am massively disappointed in you.
I'm sorry, but I really don't know what I did wrong. Whatever it is, though, I really do apologize for it.
Oh, I'm afraid this isn't something that can be solved with a mere apology.
Well, then what is it? What makes you want to call off our wedding?
I know the truth. I've heard it all from Lucy.
You were talking to Lucy? What did she end up telling you to make you act this way?
She told me that you were looking for someone to replace her as a servant for your house.
A servant? I'm sorry, Tina, but I'm really not following any of this at all. What do you mean by that?
I know that you had been keeping Lucy in your house against her will for all this time. She told me all about how you all treated her like nothing more than some kind of servant for the house. And that's why she finally decided to run away from home and escape you all. But you thought it was going to be okay because you still had me, right?
Okay, now hold on. I have no idea what my sister has been telling you, but you have to know that you can't trust her. Besides, I thought I told you to block her.
Oh, I doubted her the whole time until she showed me proof. She showed me messages your family have been sending to each other. I couldn't believe what I was reading. You all treated poor Lucy so horribly. It's no wonder she wanted to run away. But she also showed me messages where you all talked about gaining me as a replacement for her.
Look, all families have their issues, but you know that Lucy is really unwell, and it is not nearly as bad as it sounds. Besides, are you really gonna take her word over mine? Do you really think that we said all those things to her?
I think that it's your fault Lucy was always trying to make me get away. She didn't want me to end up like her. And that's why you and I aren't getting married anymore, Rick.
Please, Tina, you have to listen to my side of the story too. I mean, don't you know how much I love you? You know that I would never do anything to hurt you.
I'm sorry, but you're not going to change my mind, and I believe what your sister has told me.
But why? Why don't you believe what I'm trying to tell you?
Because I told you that she showed me the texts where you were talking about me as well. Lucy was trying to warn me away from you all this whole time, and then she finally made me understand why.
I'm the one telling you this is all one big mistake. Can't we just meet in person and try and talk this out? Please, just come over and we'll smooth things out.
I never want to see you or your family again. In fact, I left my house yesterday, so don't even bother going there either.
But then, where are you right now?
I'm not going to tell you. I ran away to get away from you and your family. Don't you get it?
Run away? Tina, that really hurts. You're acting as if we're in some kind of a disaster or something like that.
Your whole family sounds like a disaster now that I know the truth. I never ever want to see any of you ever again.
Tina, please listen to me. I promise you I'm not going to let anything bad happen to you. You have to trust me.
I did trust you, Rick. I trusted you up until your sister showed me the truth of you and your family. What are you doing? You seriously need to chill out or else I'm going to call the cops.
Do you think this is some kind of a game or something? You better open this door right now.
I am not going to open the door at all. Don't be mad just because your parents threw you out.
I refuse to accept this. You can't just break up with me. It's not fair.
Rick, I am seriously warning you. You better settle down out there or else. You are causing a scene for the whole neighborhood. Don't you realize that? And would you please quit kicking things out there?
I'm not gonna stop until you come out here and talk to me face to face, and I mean it. I want to see you this instant.
Why in the world do you think I would come out and talk to you when you're acting the way you are? But you should know that I'm recording you right now and I'm going to show your coworkers. Not only that, I'm going to send this video to everyone on our guest list. And then they'll all understand why it is that I wanted to call off our wedding. It'll be much faster than explaining it to them over words.
You better not do that. I swear, if anyone sees the video that you're taking, I am gonna make you pay. This is between you and I, and that is all.
Why? I think everyone deserves to know the kind of person that you really are. After all, you lie to everyone you meet about being so kind and caring, when really you're just nothing but a liar. Besides, after what you put poor Lucy through, I think you deserve this.
Why are you even bringing her into this? Why are you taking her side over mine?
Why wouldn't I be taking her side over yours? She's the only one who had the decency not to lie to me. If I married you, then my life would have been a living hell. She saved me from you all.
Just please delete the video, okay? I'm begging you. Please don't show it to anyone. I can't let people see this side of me. Besides, I just lost my cool a little, okay? That's all. It happens to everyone.
Oh, please, I know who you really are, and I am not going to let you get away with fooling anyone else. You really are just how your sister warned me.
Look, just please don't call the cops or tell anyone about this, okay? I know I broke some stuff out here, but I promise to pay for it all.
I'm afraid that the police are already on their way right now, Rick.
You mean you already called them? Don't you realize what this is gonna do to my reputation?
Oh, you're not even going to have a reputation once I'm done with you. But this is what you get for making your sister live in fear.
Please, you don't know what this is gonna do to me. You're gonna ruin me for the rest of my life.
Well, good. Then maybe you can finally think about the pain that you've caused Lucy and all the years you stole from her life, too. And you can also reflect on all the people that you've lied to and tricked into thinking that you were kind. It's too late. I've made up my mind, so just go home. On their way over, the police picked up Rick, who had tried to leave my house before they showed up. They arrested him for destruction of property and trespassing. The charges were light, but he did end up paying for all the damage he caused. I made sure to let everyone know that the man who was causing all the trouble was my ex-fiancé. After his company found out, Rick was demoted and sent to an office far, far away. But even then, the video I had taken of Rick and sent to his company had even made it to the branch office. I had the court put a restraining order on Rick as well, so I haven't heard from him in months. I do still keep in touch with Lucy, however, and she is doing much better now that she's out of the house and working. She apologized for the way she treated me, but said she didn't know how to convince me to leave without putting herself at risk while at home. I told her that I understood and that I certainly wasn't going to hold it against her now. If anything, I was so grateful that she was brave enough to tell me the truth when she did. As for me, it's been tough getting over being lied to the way I was, but at least I was spared the fate I would have had if I did end up marrying Rick. I've decided to stay away from the dating pool for now and focus on myself. I know one day I'll be ready to open myself up again for the kind of romantic connection that I'm looking for. But that's not all life is about, and I've got quite a bit to process.